Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Best Day Ever Crafting Podcast. This is a podcast about my making journey and celebrating with you all the reasons why crafting every day makes for the best day ever. My name is Trish, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Tie Dye Diva. You can also find me in my sticker and stationery shop, which is thefibertree.com, and I will leave a link to that location as well as where you can find the show notes, which will be in the Ravelry group. But again, I will leave links to all of that so you'll be able to access it easily. So I hope you all are doing well today. Today is it's a Monday, and I believe it is April the 25th, I want to say. If that's not correct, I'll put it right down here. So I'm just at it's been about 2 weeks since we last chatted. Maybe 2 weeks and a couple of days. So I'm really working hard on being more consistent and being here on schedule. The schedule that I have imposed upon myself. I think it's just really important to be consistent for lots of different reasons. So I hope that the camera doesn't shake because Kashmir just walked in and he is well overdue for his nap time. So hopefully he'll cooperate. Kashmir, do you want to come say hello to the people? Real quick, come here. Okay, no, he doesn't want to say hello. So in today's episode, what will we chat about today? I have a finished object in knitting. I have a little bit of crochet, some acquisitions, of course. Let's see here. Some journaling. I've been doing quite a bit of journaling since I was last here with you all. So I'll share with you a couple of my journaling pages. I'm just going to be inserting the pictures because I realized I left my journal in the living room. So let's get to it. Real quick though, before I get into the making, our make along is still going strong. It is the vest along. So we are knitting, crocheting, sewing, quilting. We're doing all the vest up until May the 30th. So you still have plenty of time to join in and participate if you'd like. And I'll definitely be sharing with you the progress I've made on my vest when we get into the works in progress. And also, as you can see, I did change around a little bit where I'm recording. I'm constantly playing with lighting and which angle is the best for the best lighting and the best presentation. So we'll see how this particular setup goes. That hanger was distracting me. Okay, so now that I've got my glasses cleaned and I can actually see my show notes, let's get to it. So the first thing I have to share with you is my finished object for, I'm sorry, I keep looking down because Kashmir keeps going back and forth. My finished object in knitting, which is my eyeball shawl. So remember the last time I podcasted and I was talking about finishing the eyeball shawl, but I was so nervous about doing the brioche section because I've done brioche before. I've even done 2-color brioche before, but it's been quite a while. And I don't know, in my mind, I was just envisioning it being so difficult to do. The eyeball shawl has almost 600 stitches on it when it's time to do the border, which is all brioche. So it's a lot of brioche. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, suppose I mess up. That means I'm going to have to tink back. And then tinking back brioche is not like tinking back knit stitches and purl stitches. It's a whole another thing. So basically, I had worked myself into a frenzy thinking, just doubting myself, second guessing myself and my abilities as a knitter, as a maker. But once I got going, I realized I put myself through all of that for nothing because I was able to complete it. and I didn't really have a lot of difficulty in doing it. So here is my eyeball shawl. So let me just start from one end. It is huge. I haven't measured it yet, but I'm hoping that this conveys how large this shawl is. I don't even know if the bottom of it is getting in the camera. It is a really large shawl. Let me try it on. I'm going to put it around my shoulders so you can get another idea for just how big it is. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So it's completely wrapped around me. Let me stand up. It's another reason I decided to put my camera at this angle, because I think you can see better. And let me turn around. I don't know what kind of angle that's giving you, but I'm hoping you can see more of the detail. But I mainly want you to see how large it is, and that even on a larger person like me, you've got really, really good coverage. I still haven't decided how I'm going to wear this. A lot of my larger shawls, oftentimes I'll just take them and put them across me just for warmth. So if I'm at my place of worship and the AC is really cool, I'll just take it and put it over me like this. If I'm knitting and it's a chilly evening, I'll do the same. I'll just put it across my legs. So it's almost like, it's bigger than like a lap size blanket. And it's absolutely beautiful. I love this piece so much. I think this is probably one of the top 5 things I've completed ever, as far as being super proud of it. I absolutely love it. So just to recap, the yarns that I used, starting with the darker, this is called Mare, M-A-R-E, and this is the Madeline-Tosh sock. This pink is Plucky Feet, and the color is Going Steady. And the lighter color is Madeline-Tosh Merino Light in Found Pottery. So the lighting in the camera is picking up these colors really, really well. And the brioche section is done with the Mare and the Found Pottery. So, lessons learned: don't second guess yourself. You're a maker, you're a knitter, even if it's a skill you've never done before. Just give yourself the credit and the grace to know that you can do it. You can absolutely do it. So now I'm on the lookout for my next brioche project. If you hear crinkling, that's cashmere into all the things. So I'm on the lookout for my next brioche project. So if you have any suggestions, I would love something that incorporates increases and decreases, so I can help build on the skill I already have of 2-color brioche. Oh, there was some increasing in this also. So it wasn't just a straight 2-color brioche in the round. It was some increasing, as you can see right here, which is really cool. This is probably the part I was the most concerned with, just making sure I was able to perform those increases properly. But it worked out well. It worked out really, really well, and I am just so happy and so proud of myself for having completed this. So I hope that's encouraging to you. You know, get out there, try something different. Maybe you're a knitter, you want to try crochet. Maybe you want to get into journaling, but you don't know whether you can do it. Just start with the basics, and you can get really good support on YouTube among people who've done it, a particular thing, for a long time. Patreons and things that are out there to help you along. And so yeah, just get out there and do it, because the sense of accomplishment is just so awesome. So yes, I am patting myself on the back for that finish. So that's the only thing I have in finished objects. So let's move on into things I am working on, my whips. I showed this to you the last time. This is a sock that I was working on, and I was having a little bit of difficulty with the heel turn. Traditionally, I've been doing an afterthought heel for my socks, and I kind of felt like I was becoming very complacent with the afterthought heel, and I kind of wanted to expand my horizons a little bit when it came to sock construction. And I've done other types of heels. I've like the slip stitch heel that I'm going to show you, but it had been a while, so long it had been since I'd done a traditional slip stitch heel that I had some difficulty. So that was definitely a wake-up call to me too. I mean, the shawl that I did and this sock was a wake-up call to keep it fresh. Don't just be content with your everyday way of doing things. Just stretch yourself and do different things, because that's what keeps you excited about your making. At least it's what keeps me excited about my making. So here's my sock. If you recall on the last episode, I was having some issues with the heel turn. I didn't have enough stitches for my heel turn, and so this heel was like really, really narrow. So I took that out and reread the pattern, and I was able to fix that. So I think it looks really, really well. It's my slip stitch heel, and I've decreased down, so now I just have to continue working on the foot portion. I may have about 2 more inches to go before I do the toe, which will also be in this contrast yarn here. This is from Legacy Fiber Arts, and if I'm not mistaken, the color is antique lace. This was left over from my rocket tee. I couldn't remember last time what project this went in, but this came out of my rocket tee, and you can see I still have quite a bit left over. I would guess that I could probably knit a pair of socks with this, maybe some shorties, even after doing the heel and the toe for the second pair. So I want to make sure I get that used up, and if there's any left, then it's going to go in my granny stripe crochet blanket that I'm going to show you shortly. So I'm really, really happy the way this is turning out. I love the look of the slip stitch heel. It's been a while since like I said, since I've done a slip stitch heel, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it wears on my foot as opposed to the afterthought heel. The yarn that I'm using, which is unfortunately discontinued, is Lion Brand Mani Pedi. It's a beautiful yarn. It is superwash wool and nylon. 75% wool, 25% nylon. And as you can see, it works into this beautiful gradient here. So I do have another ball of this to do sock number 2. So we'll see, and then whatever is left from here will also go into my granny stripe blanket. So really, really excited about this. I am knitting these socks on a US 1.5, and these needles are, let me see, the needles are the Addy, I want to say the Addy squared rockets. Again, I'll put it down here if I'm not correct. As you can see, the shaft of this needle is like beveled all the way around, so it feels really good in the hand. It helps to, I think it helps the stitches to like grip onto the needle a little better. So really, really enjoying these. Once I get this slip stitch heel under my belt and feeling really comfortable with that, the next thing I want to try is knitting a pair of socks on a US 1 needle. I usually am okay with the 1.5, but I'm just curious to see how dense a sock would be if I used a US one. So that's the next thing I want to try. And these are hanging out in one of my favorite project bags. This is the Bunny bag by Sandy by the lakeside. There's her little tag right there. And I love this because I can just tie it up and throw it right in my purse, which is usually it's a tote. Usually a tote bag that I carry around, and I can just drop this right on in. So it works out really, really well. Next up, I will show you really quickly the progress on my Metamorphic sweater. So I have made quite a bit of progress on the body, so much so that I don't want to knit anymore on the body until I've tried it on. So here we are. As you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress. I think, at least I thought I had a progress keeper on here so that I could show you how far I have come since the last time. Don't see it. Anywho, I've probably done about 4 inches since the last time we chatted. So I definitely want to try this on because I'm going for not a super cropped, but I don't want it to go past the top of my hip. I want it to sit somewhere right at the top of the hip. And as you can see, I've got quite a bit of body on this. So I'm gonna put this on my my barber cords, which are just amazingly awesome for trying on things. It's this piece of this plastic loop that you attach to your knitting needles, which actually becomes a part of your circular needle. And then you can pull all those stitches onto the cord and really easily try on your garments. So huge fan of those. So I'm going to get that done hopefully this evening, and maybe I'll post a picture on Instagram so you can see the progress thus far. So again, the yarns that I'm using for my Metamorphic, the beginning trim, this is a beautiful DK weight yarn by Craft House Magic. Ellie is the dyer, who also has a weekly podcast, and I'm rummaging around in my bag for the label because I can never remember the name, and I don't think I have the label. But again, you can I will have a link to my project page and you'll be able to see what the name of this color is, but it's super pretty. As you can see, it's this really soft pink with these green speckles in it, which is really nice. The body is being knit in Knot House Yarns DK. This lovely color here, which is called Secrets. I love this yarn. I don't know whether you can see the twist on this. It's just super soft and super fluffy and so nice to work with. And the gradient is being created with Yarn Hero color mix fingering, and this color is Tiki Bar. So I'm working on finishing up the first skein. As you can see, this yarn goes a long way. I've only used one thus far, and I've gotten almost the whole body complete just from one skein. So you are alternating skeins on each row. You're also knitting the sweater inside out, and the reverse stockinette side is what is going to end up being the right side of the sweater, which is, I think this is the very first time I've done that, where I've knitted a sweater inside out so that the reverse stockinette side is what's going to show. So I'm really excited about that. This is just such a lovely knit. It's very relaxing but not boring, because you do have to pay attention to what you're doing in order to get your seams correct. But it's not difficult at all. And that seam is also repeated on the front, the back, and the arms. So yeah, very, very excited about my Metamorphic. Hopefully the next time I show it to you, I will have the body done and maybe be working on a sleeve. I've even, just bear with me. I just realized I've dropped a stitch, so I'll fix that while I'm chatting with you. I'm even toying with the idea of trying to finish this in time for Maryland Sheep and Wool, which is coming up in 2 weeks. So what do you think? That is my goal, and weather permitting, of course. By the way, speaking of Maryland Sheep and Wool, if any of you know if there's going to be a podcaster meetup, let me know, because I haven't heard anything and I would like to go if there is going to be one. All right. This is in my Daisy Said bag, and I picked this up while on vacation in the Outer Banks last year. I got it from Knitting Addiction, which is a beautiful yarn shop right on the Outer Banks. And I'm not sure if she lives in North Carolina or near that or in the Outer Banks. I'm not sure, but I do know that Knitting Addiction carries lots of her bags. So I will link to Knitting Addiction and also Daisy Said's website. Is someone knocking on the door? Next up is the progress I've made on my vest for the vest along. So I decided to knit the trim vest, which is a Blacker Yarns pattern. Let me show you a picture of what the vest looks like, because you won't be able to get a feel for what it looks like on my needles. This is a free pattern from Blacker Yarns, and this is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's a very basic vest. It's high-low construction. It also features the same broken rib that is on the bottom ribbing, and the back ribbing is repeated on the side. Other than that, like I said, it's a very basic vest. I am really, really enjoying making this. It almost reminds me of the Metamorphic in a way, because it's just straight knitting until you get to those panels on the side where you're gonna have the broken rib. So it's super easy, but you do have to pay attention to create that pattern on every other row. And here is my progress. I'm being really careful the way I hold this up, because I don't want to lose any stitches. So as you can see, I've completed the back. I think the last time I showed this to you, I only had the front portion done. So I completed the back portion, which is longer than the front. I joined them together on a side. I want to hold this up so you can see the high-low part of it. There, and then here you can see that panel that's forming just on the sides that continues the broken rib. So really, really enjoying this project. Like I said, it's a very well-written pattern. Let's see, what else can I say about it? It is, it goes up to a size, I want to say 48 bust, which is right there at my measurements. So what I knit the largest size. I'm knitting the largest size, I should say. So I am hoping that it all works out as far as sizing is concerned. I think I'll be okay. Was something else I wanted to mention about? Oh, the yarn. So I'm using yarn by Kelborn Woolens. I'm using their Scout base, and the color is Mulberry Heather. So here's a skein of it right here It's an absolutely beautiful, soft, squishy yarn. It is a non-superwash wool, 274 yards, and it's just lovely. This color again is mulberry, and I don't know whether you can see the heathered nature of this yarn, but it's definitely very lightly heathered. There we go. That's pretty accurate right there. So really enjoying this. It is bottom up, as you can see. So I'm so happy again that I have those barber cords, that I can just get this onto those and be confident knowing that I'm going to get the perfect fit and the perfect length for this garment. So loving this. I don't even want to put it down. I'm just knitting away. But I got a podcast, so let me put this down. But I've made quite a bit of progress in the past few weeks, so I'm just going to flash it to you really quick so you can see. I wanted to move my marker down so you can get a feel for how much I've done. Let me put this in the right spot. Okay, so here is my granny stripe blanket. I'm going to get a measurement on this soon. If I had to guess how tall it is, I would say right now it's probably about 48 inches tall, and I don't even want to guess how big around, how wide it is. It's super wide. Now, the last time I shared this with you, because it's been quite a while, I was telling you that it actually fit over our king bed with about 5 inches hanging on each side. Well, since then, we have downsized to a queen mattress. So this is going to be super cozy on that queen mattress, and it's going to be lots and lots of coverage to keep us nice and toasty and warm, and that is exactly how I want to use it. I don't want this to stay in a corner somewhere. I want it to get lots of love and use. And all of the fingering weight yarns I'm using for this, they are superwash, so I should be perfectly fine with giving it a lot of use. So excited about this. It's looking really good. It's growing by leaps and bounds, and I'm really excited with the progress. I've been working on this exclusively just on Sundays. So I know you guys watch Kay, who has the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. So she started the hashtag Scrappy Sunday. So that Sunday is the day to work on all your scrappy projects. So that's my goal. I really want to get this finished by the end of the year. So I'm really trying to be focused on Sundays and just work on this. Sundays tend to be really busy. So usually at the end of the day, it's nice to have something really easy and simple to work on too. So yeah, that's the progress on my granny stripe blanket. It is the Attic 21 pattern. Again, I will link to all of these things in the show notes. And I am using my Furls crochet hook for this project, which makes it even more enjoyable. I love the ergonomic shape of these. And I will link to Furls also, of course. All right, so I think that's it for finished objects. I did want to go back to the socks to let you know what pattern I'm using. I'm using a pattern from the Knit More Girls. It's a basic vanilla sock, and I also watched a tutorial from Denise, who has the Earth Tones Girl podcast, and she's been doing lots and lots of videos on sock construction. So if you're new to making socks and you really want to do that, I highly recommend her channel. She's just got a plethora of videos and inspiration In one of her newest videos, she talks about how to achieve a super stretchy cast on for cuff down socks. So I actually used that technique in the socks that I showed you not long ago. So I will link to that particular video as well, so you'll be able to see that. So let's see, what is next? Let's do acquisitions. I do have a very exciting acquisition, which is from Yarnable. I was able to get in on the Yarnable monthly subscription. So I was on the wait list for maybe about 3 months, not long. So I was super excited when that opened up and I was able to join. So with the Yarnable subscription, I think you may have the option to do fingering or DK weight, but I chose the DK weight. And every month it has a theme. The box will have a theme. So you're not only getting yarn, you're also getting little trinkets that go with the theme. So the theme of this month's was mermaids and like under the sea. The color of the yarn is mermazing. So instead of me jabbering, I'm going to show you the yarn. And here it is. So beautiful. Look at that. I know I keep saying this is going to be my next pair of socks, but I really do think this is going to be my next pair of socks. I might even cast on for these while the other ones are still on the needles. That's just how much I love this color. And I wish there was fill-a-vision. This base is super luscious. It is 85% merino, 15% nylon, but it's super soft. It almost feels like 100% merino with a little bit of cashmere. It's really, really nice. I don't know whether you can get a feel for what the twist is like. But beautifully, beautifully dyed. And if you want to see how it's knit up, in case I change my mind on my next pair of socks, again, Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady, she's actually working on a pair using this yarn. And that's actually how I found out about the Yarnable subscription. And truth be told, I really wasn't that excited about it until I went over to my friend's house, Stacy. Hey, Stacy. And she showed me hers and all the goodies she got. And I immediately went on the website and signed up for the wait list. So let me show you the accessories that came with it. So I've got some binder clips with a looks like a whale's tail and some scales on it. Super adorbs. And look at that. A vial of soothing bath salts. So I think I would probably use this more so as a foot soak, because let's face it, I probably would need at least, I would like to have about 2 more of these for an actual effective bath. So I think I'm going to use it for foot soaks, which would be awesome, or maybe even a manicure. Speaking of manicure, did you guys notice my nails are polished? I did it myself. I'm really working on more self-care. Just being really good to myself. The way I treat myself. I mean, not that I hadn't been in the past, but just doing it more so. The way I think about myself, the way I speak to myself, being kinder, gentler to myself. We'll talk about that another time, but I am definitely on a health journey. You guys know I've been on a health journey for quite some time, but just trying to step it up. So as I come across different things that I'm doing that help lift my mood, and you know, recipes and ways of eating, ways of exercise, or other relaxing things I'm doing, I will definitely pass them on to you. But it's amazing what a nice pedicure would do to lift your spirits. Anyway, I digress. So the final thing that came is a keychain. with, it also has mermaid scales on it. So an absolutely lovely box of goodies. Now I have a ton of books I want to share. Well, not a ton, but I have acquired several new books since we last talked. And also something that was gifted to me. This is a pack of 10-inch squares. There are 42 all total, and it is 100% cotton Dutch wax African fabrics. So take a look at that. I'm not gonna take them out so you can see all of them, but maybe I can just do a quick flash. Look at these. You guys know how much I love the Ankara and the African wax prints. And I just honestly, I just want to put this on the machine, and I just want to just sew them together and get a quilt done and send it off to my friend who is in Washington State who quilts. Hey, Cindy. Because they're so beautiful. I don't want this sitting around. So I'm going to keep this out on my sewing table so that I can carve out some time to get that quilt top done. Yes. So thank you so much, Deb, for gifting me that. So we're kind of like bartering. So in exchange for that, I'm going to prepare, I'm working on, I should say, preparing for Deb a personalized journaling box. I've got lots of goodies that'll be going in there to her. She keeps a craft journal. So I'm gonna hook her up. I'm gonna hook you up, Deb. It's coming. So get excited. All right. So the first book that I have acquired is the Pom Pom Quarterly Rhythm issue. And I got this from Joann's, believe it or not. So it's really, this book just has some amazing patterns. Every time I open it and I think I see something I love, then I see something I love even more. So something just caught my eye because it's a brioche sweater, it looks like. Oh, this is so gorgeous. So this is called the Olive Rose by Cleo Malone. And I'm sorry, I'm hesitating. I'm trying to find a good picture that shows the sweater. But look at that. How adorable, gorgeous is that? Am I ready for a brioche sweater? I don't know. But when I am, I can easily see getting that onto the needles. There are lots of accessories in here, like these super cute mittens. And let's talk about this sweater, even on the front. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous houndstooth print on that. So really looking forward to really getting into that. I also picked up this book, which is called Watercolor for the Soul. This is by Sharon Stevens. It's a beautiful book. It's paper bound, but it's pretty good size. It's definitely larger than an 8.5 by 11, I believe. But just lots of different techniques and things and inspiration. I definitely want to start doing more watercolor in my journals. So like, look at this. I would love to be able to draw this echinacea. So all the instructions and everything is in this book for that. I see feathers, crystals, gemstones, pebbles. How amazing would it be to create that in watercolor? So really excited to get into this. There's some carrots. And I love watercolor. You guys, if you've shopped on my shop before, then you know, I would say about 80% of the stickers I carry are in watercolor. It's just so relaxing, so smoothing. Smoothing. It's a cross between soothing and smooth. Look at these bookmarks. so beautiful. So yes, again, Watercolor for the Soul by Sharon Stevens, and I got that off of Amazon. Next up, I picked up this book, which is called Daydream Journals by Tilly Rose. And what really impressed me about this book is that she incorporates not just journaling techniques, but also using fabric and embroidery stitches to embellish your journal. I'm seeing buttons and fabrics and all types of things, and it's not just for journaling, but it's also for creating other pieces. So look at this. This is called the Winter Sparkle Scarf. How beautiful is that? So many beautiful techniques. I don't know if you guys remember from a couple of episodes ago where I used some sewing inside of one of my journals. So look at that. Again, I love it when multiple crafts are used in one project. I just think that's just so amazing. So if you're a multi-crafter, I personally am just learning to own it. I want to learn all the things. I want to do all the things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I used to think of it as a drawback because that means that I'm not completing individual projects as soon because I have my hand in so many different things. But I am having fun, and that's the important thing, right? The important thing is that we're enjoying what we're doing. So, really excited to get into that and incorporate some of those techniques into my journal. And finally, I picked up a cookbook. This is called Cannelle and Vanille Bakes Simple. Cannelle and, I think this is French. Cannelle and Vanille. Is that how you say that? If not, please help me out. But anyway, it is a gluten-free cookbook. And Christine, who owns Chelsea Yarns, recommended this book on one of her podcasts. And Christine is an amazing baker. As a matter of fact, I believe she, I haven't looked completely through the book yet, but Christine actually made a chocolate bread loaf that was gluten-free, and I think it's in this cookbook. So I am super excited to get into this book and pick up some techniques for gluten-free baking. I have all the ingredients I need. I've already purchased them, so I just need to get in the kitchen and get to moving. So look at this. This is gorgeous. I'm not going to show you every single thing. I don't even know what this is, but it just looks so good. Look at that. It's hard to believe that's gluten-free, right? And I'm not a 100% gluten-free person. I don't know if I have an aversion to gluten. I do think I'm developing an aversion to dairy. But when you have inflammatory issues like I do, then looking at gluten as well as sugar intake is something definitely to pay attention to. So I kind of felt like purchasing this book is another part of my self-care, because I love cooking, I love getting in the kitchen, but if I'm trying to eliminate dairy and sugar, I need to learn how to cook in a way that will still be tasty but a lot healthier too. So look at those. Those are called almond cacao nib lace cookies. And finally, no caption needed, right? So if I can get this done, if I can get a gluten-free loaf made like this and be able to have it for breakfast with some avocado and tomato or salsa, that would be so good. So stay tuned. If you have any other resources for self-care and healthier cooking, healthier, tasty cooking. It's got to be tasty, guys. And everything in this book just looks amazing. So I cannot wait to get into this. So I did want to share one other thing, just a little bit of what I've been listening to. So I have come across a couple of new to me podcasts. Some of them have been podcasting for a while. Some of them are fairly new, but I haven't talked about what I've been watching and listening to here lately. So the first one is put on by Yenna. Name of the podcast is Finish Knitting Stories. And again, her name is Yenna. And it's a beautiful, beautiful podcast. She is an amazing, prolific knitter. And she lives in a very cool climate. Doesn't get very warm where she lives. So she works with a lot of Lopi yarns and a lot of woolly yarns, and everything she makes is absolutely gorgeous. She's made dresses, she knits for her family, but she just has a beautiful, beautiful delivery. And on her latest podcast, what I really enjoyed is that she features Ukrainian knitwear designers. So if you've been looking for a way to support Ukrainian makers, then watch her podcast, because she shows some beautiful patterns from Ukrainian makers, and I plan on purchasing a few myself. So again, that's Finish Knitting Stories by Yenna. Next up is Knit Together with Kim and Jana. You probably have already seen their podcast, but I absolutely love them. I love the way they interact together, and they too are extremely prolific makers. Their last episode really got to me because they were talking about knitting toys, and now that's another bug I got. I don't even have grandkids, but I do have a cat, so maybe I'll knit something for him. Maybe I'll knit another Beans the Cat or some other fun toy. So if you have a favorite toy that you've knit or crocheted, let me know, because I want to make some fun little stuffies. I think that would be so much fun. And finally, I've been watching this podcast for quite some time, but have failed to mention it. So this is called Piece for Piece Crafting. The host is Michael, and if I'm not mistaken, Michael lives in the Midwest. I want to say Chicago, but I'm not completely sure. Michael is also an extremely prolific maker, extremely talented. I also love that he works with yarns from different price points. He loves knit picks. He also loves Stephen West patterns, and he's an amazing maker and very entertaining. So again, that's Piece for Piece Crafting, and the host is Michael. I will link to all of these in the show notes as well. So now I'm going to share with you a few new things that just hit the shop recently. So first of all, I was already carrying the teardrop paper clips, and now I have them in additional colors. So we have this beautiful purple. We have teal green. I believe these are called emerald green. Your basic silver, which is here, and black. So 5 new colors of the teardrop paper clips, and they come 3 to a pack. I just also uploaded black sticky notes. These are perfect for just creating bookmarks or pattern notes. And I will tell you what pen you can use to write on these. And these here are clear sticky notes. Almost vellum, not quite vellum, but they're clear. Like a, how can I describe it? Like a matte, transparent matte. So that's what these are. And you'll find those in the accessories section of the website. And I also just uploaded these here. I'm calling these modern vintage paper packs. So as you can see, you'll have some vintage papers, some other papers that are textured. Some of them are watercolor. Make sure I included this example, brown here are some maps. So if you like to do collage or other elements in your planner, just a variety. And it's a pretty thick pack. As you can see, all sorts of paper. All of them are different in some way or form. This pink piece here, I don't know whether you can see it, it's got some metallic sheen on it. There's some rice papers in here. So just a variety of different things. So those are the Modern Vintage paper packs. Here is our Hello May cover sheet that wants to curl. There we go. So this is going to coordinate well with the existing mud cloth collection. You'll be able to see those on the website. And then finally, well, no, not finally, a couple more things. I do have uploaded a couple of brand new washi style sticker sheet sets. So this one here is Glam Girl. So it's got the heels and the luggage and the perfume and the purses and the lipstick, all the girly things. I love this sticker set. And this one here I'm calling Tiny Florals. I have 2 packs of florals in the shop. I just find that this set here, these are just a little smaller. So if you have a small planner, these will be perfect for that. I like to use them also as fillers. In these particular packs, there are 6 sheets per pack. And they're priced really well. So those are there. I have a new journaling pen right here. It's quick drying. It's good for journaling, doodling in your journal if you want to do some art, or it's also perfect just for writing, and it dries super quick. And finally, I've uploaded some paint pens to the shop. So this is the one that will work really well on the black sticky notes. So you've got your white acrylic paint pen here, and of course your black acrylic paint pen would work well on the transparent sticky notes. So just a few fun things for your planning and journaling. I will also be uploading a art journal with me video this week, so be on the lookout for that. So if there's something you see you like, then just head on over and shop, and I'll get those orders out to you as soon as possible. And of course, there will be some new things coming up for the middle of May as well. It's been great being here with you all. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment, like, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe. I'm really trying to grow the channel in 2023, so just do a double check, make sure you are indeed subscribed. Tell your friends, encourage them to subscribe. I would truly appreciate that. So thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. Continue making, continue finding joy in your crafting, and I will see you again in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.